right, resetters, Dr. Mindy here with an amazing reset tip for you tonight because it's something that we've been talking about in my office, but today on our Women in Wellness podcast, we interviewed an expert in homeopathy, and a big portion of our interview today was on the concept that your body heals itself. So as I did this interview at noon today, as I went around with patients this afternoon, adjusting them, working with people's nutrition, I realized that there is a key part of healing that most people have no idea about, and it's something called vitalism. Your body was literally born with a self-healing capability on so many levels. So you guys who have been fasting, you're experiencing that. How many of you start fasting and then boom, like it unsticks you from weight loss resistance, your aches and pains go away? Well, that is called a vitalistic approach to healing. As opposed to many of you that when you meander off to the doctor's office, they look at you from a more mechanistic approach, meaning they look at you like parts. Your gut's not working, we got to add something from the inside out to change the gut. Or they look at you from that organ's not working right, we got to take it out of you. So our bodies are not robots. We do not operate like a computer. We operate and heal because we have a living force inside of us. And everything that you do when you go to look at your healing journey, what you want to ask yourself is, am I working with that force, which is an inside out approach, which is vitalism? Or am I working from the outside in? Am I trying to put something into the body to alter an organ and it's not working with the body? Make sense? So this one is working with the body. This one is looking at the body as more parts. So let me make it applicable to you, because one of the questions I get a lot is, well, how do I know what I should be using? How do I know what supplement I should be using? How do I know what alternative therapy is good for me? How do I know if what my medical doctor is saying is accurate or not? So if you use this concept and you ask yourself every single time before you launch into some healing program, ask yourself, am I working with the body or am I trying to manipulate the body? Am I looking at the body as parts, or am I trying to tap into this life force within? I'll give you a couple of examples of this tapping in. This Scylla Watcott, amazing interview. We're going to drop it on the Women in Wellness podcast. It'll be released on Friday. So if you haven't subscribed to that podcast, I'll put a link in the bottom. We've been getting amazing feedback on. We just did a whole series on weight loss. So she said today that homeopathy not only is working with the force, but it's also this vitalistic force, but it also just takes a little bit to instigate a massive healing process in the body. So I think one question to ask yourself is, can I do just have a little bit of a change to the body and get a massive reaction? For example, I'll use some of the things that we're seeing in our office. CBD oil. So do you know that you have CBD receptor sites in your body that are waiting for you to give it cannabis? Now there's cannabis and there's marijuana. Both have CBD in it, but we're seeing incredible results with people starting to use CBD oil that it taps into this part of the body that's already exists. So let's counterpose that to the blood pressure medication. When you take a blood pressure medication, are you tapping into a part of the body that already exists? No, you're trying to manipulate the body. Okay, second thing, those of you that are Restore fans. So with Restore, what we're trying to do is heal a part of the body, like the inner mucosal lining of your gut, so that your body behaves differently. Okay, somebody told me today, they asked me about Metamucil. Okay, Metamucil is like taking glass to the sides of your intestinal tract and irritating the heck out of your intestinal tract to get the body to actually push stool out. Not working with the body. Okay? Another thing, this is a product we use a lot. It's called E-Energy. It works with the mitochondria of the cell. Well, guess what? Your mitochondria spits out energy. So it's one of the things we use for detoxing. It's something we use for some of our extremely fatigued patients. What that's doing is lifting up this wisdom of the body, getting the body to work with itself. Whereas I'm low in energy, now I'm going to start over-caffeinating, monster drinks, do things to manipulate my energy, and it's actually destroying that internal wisdom of the body. Does that make sense? So this is inside out, this is outside in. I just had an experience with a 4-day-old baby here in my office that I adjusted. A lot of people would ask, why would you adjust a 4-day-old baby? Well, when she came out of the birth canal, a lot of stress and strain on the neck from the pulling. She's not opening her mouth enough to nurse. She also was having some lower back issues. The minute I start to adjust her low back and I open up this inner wisdom, she has a bowel movement. We see this all the time in kids. So just ask yourself, it's so simple, whatever path you choose, like maybe it's acupuncture, maybe it's homeopathy, maybe it's chiropractic, maybe it's all of those. We see a lot of people that do all of them. That is a vitalistic approach to health. It is working with the intelligence of your body. When we go and medicate and we try to push and stimulate, that's telling your body its parts, it's more mechanistic. And this is where we get ourselves in trouble. So the minute you step over to assisting the body will heal. It's incredible, and we see it over and over again. Okay? So that's my reset tip for today. If you haven't subscribed to Women in Wellness, I'll put the link. Awesome podcast coming out of there, and we'd love to have you on that journey with us. Have a great one.